You didn't come this far just to stay the same. Motivational. You didn't survive everything you've been through. The losses, the setbacks, the nights you couldn't sleep, the mornings you didn't want to get up, just to sit here in 2026 and keep living the same life on repeat. Something has to change, and deep down you already know it. There's a voice inside you, quiet but persistent, that keeps whispering the same thing over and over again. This isn't it. There's more. You're capable of more. That voice, that's not weakness talking. That's your greatness trying to find its way out. Lou Holtz once said something that stopped me cold. He said, "It's not the load that breaks you down. It's the way you carry it." Read that again. It's not what happened to you. It's not the year that broke you. It's not the people who left, the plans that failed, or the dreams that got delayed. It's how you've been carrying all of it. And right now, right here, it's time to put it down. It's time to reset. It's time to restart. It's time to refocus. 2026 isn't just another year on the calendar. It's a door, wide open, waiting for you to walk through it. Not crawling, not hesitating, not looking back. Walking through it like you mean it. The question isn't whether the opportunity is there. The question is, are you ready? Let me talk to you honestly for a moment. Not as a motivator, not as someone standing on a stage with all the answers. As someone who sees you, really sees you. You've been tired, not just physically tired, but soul tired. The kind of exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. The kind that follows you into the morning, sits with you at the breakfast table, rides with you on the commute, and whispers in your ear all day long. Is this really all there is? You had plans, big ones. You remember them. The version of yourself you were so sure you'd become by now. The goals you wrote down. The dreams you told someone about late one night when you actually believed they were possible. And then life happened. One delay turned into two. One failure turned into a pattern. One bad month became a bad year. And somewhere along the way, without even realizing it, you stopped reaching. You stopped pushing. You started just managing. Managing the routine. Managing the disappointment. Managing the gap between who you are and who you know you're supposed to be. And you got good at it. So good that some days you almost forgot the gap was even there. But it never left, did it? It shows up at 2 a.m. when the world goes quiet and your thoughts get loud. It shows up when you scroll through someone else's life and feel that hollow ache in your chest. It shows up when someone asks, "How are you?" And you say, "Fine," because explaining the truth would take too long and hurt too much. You've been carrying this weight in silence, smiling when you need to, performing when you have to. Holding it all together on the outside while something on the inside keeps asking, "When is it my turn? I need you to hear this." That pain you feel, that restlessness, that hunger that won't go away no matter how much you distract yourself, that is not a flaw. That is fuel. That ache in your chest is not telling you that you failed. It's telling you that you still care. That somewhere beneath the exhaustion, beneath the doubt, beneath every excuse you've made and every year that slipped by, there is still a fire in you. Small maybe, quiet maybe, but it's there. And fires don't need much. They just need the right moment, the right decision, the right breath of air. This is that moment. This is that breath. Now I need to say something you might not want to hear, because I could sit here and tell you that everything is going to be okay. I could tell you that life is hard and it's not your fault and just keep going and things will work out, but that would be a lie. And you deserve better than comfortable lies. So here's the truth. Raw, unfiltered, real. You have been choosing this, not consciously, not maliciously, but every single day through the snooze button, through the scrolling, through the I'll start Monday, through the conversations you avoided and the risks you didn't take and the version of yourself you kept putting on hold, you chose this. And that's hard to sit with. I know it is, but here's why it matters. Because if you chose it, then you can unchoose it. The problem was never the circumstances. Other people have started with less than you and built more than you ever dreamed of. The problem was never the timing. There is no perfect time. There never was. There never will be. The problem, and I need you to really hear this, is that you have been waiting for permission, waiting for someone to tell you that you're ready, waiting for the fear to go away before you move, waiting for the path to be clear before you take the first step. But Lou Holtz didn't build a legacy by waiting for perfect conditions. He built it by making decisions in the middle of chaos, by showing up when it was hard, by refusing, absolutely refusing, to let his circumstances write his story. He said, "Show me someone who has done something worthwhile, and I'll show you someone who has overcome adversity." Adversity, not comfort, not convenience, adversity, which means everything you've been through, every hard season, every closed door, every moment that brought you to your knees was not punishment. It was preparation. But preparation only means something if you use it. A sword forged in fire is worthless if it stays in the sheath. And that's where too many people are right now. Forged, ready, sharpened by years of struggle and growth and survival. And still in the sheath, still playing small, still shrinking. Still telling themselves the story that they're not enough, not ready, not worthy of the life they can clearly picture in their minds. Let me ask you something. How much longer? How many more years are you going to watch from the sideline of your own life? How many more January 1st are you going to treat like a magic reset button, only to be back in the same place 11 months later, making the same promises to the same mirror? Time is the one thing you cannot get back, not 1 second of it. Every day you wait is a day someone else steps into the version of life you were meant to live. Every year you hesitate is a year your potential sits untouched, collecting dust while the clock keeps moving. The world doesn't pause for unread potential. It rewards action. It rewards the ones who woke up and decided, not tomorrow, not next week, not when things calm down, today. And today is exactly where you are. So the real question, the only question that matters right now, is this. What are you going to do with it? Now let's change the way you see this, because everything shifts the moment your mind shifts. You've been looking at your past like it's a prison, like everything that went wrong is evidence against you, like the failures and the falls and the false starts are proof that you don't have what it takes. But what if you've been reading it backwards? What if every single thing that knocked you down was actually building something in you that couldn't have been built any other way? Think about it. The struggle that exhausted you, it built your endurance. The betrayal that broke your heart, it built your discernment. The failure that humiliated you, it built your hunger. The season that felt like it was destroying you, it was actually constructing you. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are built specifically, deliberately, for exactly what's coming next. Lou Holtz understood this better than almost anyone. Here was a man who got fired, who was told he wasn't good enough, who faced doubt from every direction, from critics, from institutions, from people who should have believed in him, and instead of shrinking under the weight of their opinions, he decided. He made a list of 107 things he wanted to do before he died, goals, dreams, visions so specific and so bold that people probably laughed when they heard them. He didn't care, because he understood something that most people never grasp. Clarity is power. When you know exactly who you are and exactly where you're going, other people's doubt becomes irrelevant. Their opinions lose their grip. Their laughter fades into background noise, because you're too focused to be distracted, too driven to be derailed, too locked in to be pulled off course. That's the mindset shift. Right there. Stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this preparing me for? Stop saying, I can't afford to take that risk, and start saying, I can't afford not to. Stop waiting until you feel confident and start understanding that confidence doesn't come before the action. It comes because of it. Every single person you admire, every athlete, every leader, every builder, every creator who ever made something remarkable out of nothing, they were afraid too. They doubted too. They had mornings where the weight of their dream felt heavier than their ability to carry it. The difference wasn't that they had no fear. The difference was that they moved anyway. They reset when they needed to reset. They restarted when life forced them to restart. And they refocused, relentlessly, ruthlessly, repeatedly. Every single time something tried to pull them off their path. That's not a talent. That's not a gift. That's not something you're either born with or you're not. That is a decision, and you can make it right now, in this moment. With everything you have and everything you've been through and everything you are, you can decide that the version of you that was playing small is done. You can decide that the excuses stop here. You can decide that 2026 is not going to be another year of almost, another year of waiting, wondering, wishing. You can decide that this is the year you become, not the year you try, not the year you hope, Not the year you kind of sort of maybe make a move if the conditions feel right. The year you become. The year you look back on 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and say, that was the moment everything changed. That was the moment I chose myself. That was the moment I stopped surviving and started living. That moment is not somewhere out in the future. That moment is now. So now you feel it. That shift happening inside you. That something stirring in your chest that wasn't there 5 minutes ago. Don't ignore it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't let your mind start listing reasons why it won't work. Don't let the old version of you walk back in the room and take the wheel again. Feed it, because momentum is everything. And momentum doesn't wait for you to feel ready. Momentum doesn't care about your schedule, your comfort zone, your carefully constructed reasons for staying still. Momentum responds to one thing: movement. The first step, the first decision. The first morning you wake up and do the thing instead of thinking about the thing. The first phone call you make. The first page you write. The first weight you lift. The first word you say out loud to yourself in the mirror that sounds less like doubt and more like belief. That's where it starts. Not with a perfect plan, not with all the answers, not with every resource lined up and every obstacle cleared and every fear dissolved. With one step, just one. Lou Holtz built championship teams not by waiting for perfect players, but by taking the players he had and demanding more from them than they thought they were capable of giving. He pushed, he challenged, he refused to accept the ceiling his players placed on themselves, and one by one they broke through it, because someone believed in them hard enough and loud enough and long enough that eventually they started believing in themselves. Right now I am that voice for you. I believe in what's inside you. I believe in the version of you that wakes up every morning with that quiet hunger. I believe in the resilience that got you through every hard season you thought would break you. I believe in the potential that's been sitting there, patient, waiting, refusing to fully die no matter how many times life tried to bury it. Now you have to believe it, and then you have to move. Not tomorrow, not after the weekend, not after you've thought about it a little more and made sure you're absolutely certain and triple-checked your motivation and waited for the universe to send you a sign. Now. Because here's what nobody tells you about new beginnings. They don't announce themselves. They don't come wrapped in perfect timing and ideal circumstances. They don't wait until your life is organized and your mind is clear and your fear is gone. They show up disguised as ordinary moments. Moments exactly like this one. A Tuesday, a random morning, a video you almost didn't click on, a sentence that hit differently than you expected, a feeling in your chest that something finally is about to change. This is your moment. And the people who change their lives, the ones who look back years later and point to the exact turning point where everything shifted, they all have one thing in common. They didn't wait for more. They took what they had, the fear, the doubt, the incomplete plan, the uncertain outcome, and they moved forward anyway. Messy, imperfect, uncertain, but forward. Always forward. Because forward, even slow, even stumbling, even crawling, is still miles ahead of standing still. You've been standing still long enough. Your dreams have been patient long enough. Your potential has been waiting long enough. The world has been missing what only you can bring to it long enough. It's time. Time to reset the mindset that kept you small. Time to restart the engine that fear put in park. Time to refocus on the vision that never left you, even when you tried to leave it. Feel that fire rising in you right now? That's not motivation. That's your destiny knocking. And it's not knocking gently. It's pounding. Louder and louder with every second you sit here and feel this and know, deep in the part of you that has never lied to you, that you are built for more than this. More than the routine. More than the comfort, more than the safe, predictable, carefully managed life that looks fine from the outside but feels empty on the inside. You were built for remarkable. And remarkable doesn't happen in the comfort zone. It happens at the edge, right where you're standing right now. So take the step. Take the step. I want you to close your eyes for a moment, just for a moment. Picture the version of you that didn't give up. The version of you that took the step, that made the call, that woke up early when it was dark and cold and every part of the body said stay, that pushed through the wall when the wall felt unbreakable, that chose discipline over comfort, vision over fear, growth over familiar. Picture that version of you 1 year from now, the way they carry themselves, the confidence in their eyes, the peace in their chest that comes not from having a perfect life, but from knowing they showed up. Every single day, they showed up. Can you see it? That person is not a fantasy. That person is not some distant, unreachable version of yourself that exists only in daydreams. That person is you, the real you, the true you, the you that has been buried under years of doubt and delay and other people's opinions and your own fear, still there, still alive, still fighting to get out. Lou Holtz lost his job once with no money in his pocket and a family to feed and a dream that had just been torn from his hands. His wife looked at him in that moment, broken, uncertain, afraid, and she said something he never forgot. She said, "Lou, this is the beginning, not the end." The beginning, not the end. How many times in your life have you treated a beginning like an end? How many times has something fallen apart and you called it failure, when really the universe was just clearing the path, tearing down what wasn't working to make room for what was meant to be? Closing a door because behind it was a dead end, and somewhere down the hall a door was opening that led to everything. Every ending in your life was a beginning in disguise. Every loss was a redirection. Every no was navigation. Every breakdown was the foundation of a breakthrough you couldn't yet see. And here you are, still standing, after everything and still standing. Do you understand how remarkable that is? Do you understand what it means that you are here right now, still breathing? Still hoping, still watching, still listening, still searching for the thing that's going to light you back up. That search is not weakness. That search is warrior energy. Only the ones who still believe keep searching. Only the ones who still have fire keep looking for ways to fan it. The ones who truly gave up, they stopped searching. They stopped hoping. They made peace with small, but not you. Never you. You are here because somewhere in you, underneath everything, there is an undefeated spirit that refuses to accept that this is all there is. And that spirit is right. This is not all there is. There is a life waiting for you on the other side of your fear that is so full, so rich, so aligned with who you truly are, that the you sitting here right now would barely recognize it. A life where you wake up with purpose instead of dread, where your work feels like meaning instead of monotony, where your relationships are deep and real and chosen, where you look in the mirror and feel, not perfect, never perfect, but proud. Proud of who you became, proud of the fight you fought, proud of the mornings you chose to rise when everything in you wanted to stay down. That life is not reserved for special people. It is not gated behind privilege or luck or perfect circumstances. It is built, brick by brick, decision by decision, day by day, by ordinary people who made an extraordinary choice. To refuse to settle, to refuse to shrink, to refuse absolutely and completely and permanently refuse to let their one precious life pass by unlived. You have one life, one. Not a practice run, not a rough draft, not a trial version before the real thing begins. This is it, this moment, this year, this breath in your lungs right now. This is the only life you get. And it is asking you, begging you, demanding of you to finally, fully, completely show up for it. Not halfway. Not when it's convenient. Not when the fear is gone and the path is clear and everyone around you understands and approves. Now, fully, boldly, unapologetically. Like someone who knows exactly what's at stake. Like someone who has felt the weight of regret and decided, never again. Like someone who looked at 2026 and said, not this time. This time I go all in. This time I become who I was always meant to be. This time I rise. Feel that. Feel every word of that. Because what you're feeling right now, with that electricity, that pressure in your chest, that heat behind your eyes, that is the moment. That is the reset. That is the restart. That is the refocus happening right now inside you. Don't let it die when this video ends. Carry it forward. So here we are, the end of the speech, the final words, the last moment before you close this video and walk back into your life. And this is the most dangerous moment of all, because this is where most people lose it. They feel everything, the fire, the clarity, the conviction, the absolute certainty that something has to change, and then they close the tab, put down the phone, walk back into the routine, and within an hour, sometimes within minutes, the feeling fades. The doubt creeps back in, the familiar voices return, and life continues exactly as it was before. Don't let that be you. Not today, not this time, because motivation without action is just entertainment. Inspiration without execution is just emotion. Feeling fired up means absolutely nothing. Nothing. If you walk out of this moment and do the same things you did yesterday, the reset is not a feeling. It is a decision. The restart is not a mood. It is a movement. The refocus is not a wish. It is a discipline. And it starts in the next 60 minutes of your life, not next week, not tomorrow morning. Not after dinner or after the weekend or after you've had time to think about it some more. The next 60 minutes. When this ends, you move. You write down the one thing, the one goal, the one area of your life that has been quietly breaking your heart because of how far it is from where it needs to be. You write it down. You make it real. You give it a deadline. And then you take the first step toward it today. Not the whole staircase. Not the entire journey. Not the complete transformation all at once. One step. Lou Holtz said it simply, and he said it perfectly. You're never as good as everyone tells you when you win, and you're never as bad as they say when you lose. Which means the opinion that matters most has always been yours. Not your critics, not your doubters, not the voice in your head that sounds like every person who ever told you that you were too much or not enough or too late or too far gone. Your opinion. And right now, in this moment, your opinion gets to be this. I am not done. I have not peaked. My best chapter has not been written yet. And starting today, I write it. Say that to yourself. Mean it. Carry it like armor into every room you walk into, every challenge you face, every morning that tries to convince you to stay small and stay safe and stay still. You are not a person who stays still, not anymore. You are a person who resets when life gets heavy because you know that a reset is not a retreat. It is a reloading. You are a person who restarts when things fall apart because you know that starting over is not starting from zero. You are starting from experience. You are a person who refocuses when the world pulls you in 1,000 directions because you know that clarity is a weapon and distraction is the enemy, and your vision is worth protecting with everything you have. This is who you are now. This is the identity you are choosing. In 2026, you are the person who showed up, who did the work nobody saw, who made the sacrifice nobody applauded, who kept going when the results were slow and the road was long and the doubt was loud, who looked at every reason to quit and found one reason to continue, because the dream was worth it, because the life waiting on the other side was worth it, because you are worth it. Years from now, you will look back at this exact moment, this day, this decision, and you will trace everything, the success, the growth, the person you became, back to right here, to the moment you decided, to the moment you stopped waiting and started becoming, to the moment you looked at 2026 and said, this is my year, this is my time, this is my reset, my restart, my refocus, and nothing is going to stop me now. Go. The world is waiting for what only you can build.